Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Studs. I'm your host Mark, but we're joined by former host Justin.
Hi guys, I'm Justin.
So glad to have you here as always.
I'm glad to be between two real studs.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, classic pun.
We can't forget Daniel over there on the
That's
end.
right, Daniel here.
Our loyal and knowledgeable Lego expert here. But yeah, today we have...
I wouldn't go that far.
Let me
Which one? You're
compliment
not
you guys.
loyal?
What was it? Loyal or knowledgeable? I don't know. One of those
Pick
two.
one.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta let me compliment you guys on the intro. Come on.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
All right.
You're pretty great yourself.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Now that we're compliments aside, we have a wonderful subject for today's video. This is going to be classic Harry Potter sets specifically. Now, Justin has covered the Harry Potter theme pretty thoroughly on a previous episode of Between the Studs. We'll actually probably have a little clickable thing up there for you guys, but this one is going to be a little bit more niche. It's just the first 2 years specifically that we're going to be discussing today, and physically tangible in front of us because we have a big box of box sets over there to
Which
dig
is what
through.
kind of spurred this
Yeah.
this video. Was we got a substantial number of the sets in as a trade all at the same time. So we're
Yeah.
like, wow, we'd be remiss not to make a video about this
Did
while
we
the
get all of
opportunity
them?
presents itself.
Pretty much. We are missing the Hogwarts Express, the original one, and we are also missing like a few smaller ones, like the Slytherin. I think we don't have that one. So I think we're like 3 sets short of the almost 40 sets that,
Wow.
30, 40 sets that came out in that time. So yeah, we have pretty much all of them. So we're very excited.
I will say I did bring these larger ones in from my personal collection because they were missing from what we got in on the haul. So I brought these ones in to show for the video because they were some of the larger, cooler ones from those first waves.
And since we have them on the table here, we may as well discuss these ones first because they
Wanna
are
start with
the
that?
highlights,
Yeah, sure.
right? So
Yeah, let's do it.
what do we got on the table here, Daniel?
This is 2 sets combined. So the whole top half is the first ever iteration of Hogwarts Castle, which was available, well, let's say, so Harry Potter started in 2001 was the first wave. So this was the very first iteration of the castle. And they used this for both Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone for you foreigners, and Chamber of Secrets as well. So the next iteration of Hogwarts Castle didn't come about till the Prisoner of Azkaban version in, I think, 2004, I think was when the next one came out. So this kind of serves as both. There's interesting play features in all of these sets we're going to show today where it seems like they may or may not have had super good pictures or imagery
Reference
if the movies
images,
had
yeah.
not come out yet when they were designing them. So some of those weirder, smaller sets we'll get to later, but these are pretty good. The figures are great.
Yellow heads.
Yellow heads.
So Harry Potter and Star Wars
Harry Potter and
survived.
Star Wars were the only yellow-headed licensed themes, which is really interesting. Except for Snape here.
He's glow in the
glowing,
dark.
I guess because he's got like pale skin.
He's so pale he glows.
It never made any sense to me, but
He needs
it's
to
kind of a fun feature.
hit a tanning bed or something, man. He looks a little pasty.
So, much like Adventures and stuff, I love the classic Harry Potter stuff because they had really good play features. There was countless little hidden secrets and traps and all sorts of things. Almost everything does something, has something hidden behind it or underneath it.
Peeves.
What's interesting is you get Peeves, which is not even a character that appeared in the movies. He was major in the books, but never showed up. But they made a Peeves minifigure.
I thought he was quick. Peeves appeared, I thought.
I don't think so.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe in a deleted
you've
scene
seen it
or
recently.
something.
So I actually grew up, no Harry Potter exposure at all, but recently, within the last couple weeks, I have been watching the Harry Potter movies fairly diligently,
Oh,
trying
that's
to get
good.
through them.
Hey,
I've got up
Mark.
to movie number 4. I don't even remember the titles. I'm not that attention to detail. However, I don't remember seeing a lot of Peeves at all in the last few
I don't
movies. So
think
it's
so.
like he in the first few especially. So it's like I think that him being included is more like loyalty to the books, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he was not a substantial character there. So yeah.
Okay.
In my, from my brief, like trying to guess who all the characters are the first time watching it. So yeah, but it's interesting.
But tons of fun play features. Really, some really cool pieces too, like a clear treasure chest. The magnifying glass with the purple rim is kind of interesting. So
Translucent purple.
translucent purple. Yeah.
Wow.
So just wacky stuff.
Lots of set exclusive pieces
you
here,
can
right?
pull the lever. That's actually one of the coolest ones, and it opens something on a different floor. So
Wow.
lots of fun play features.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, I didn't realize you were such a massive Harry Potter fan until today when I mentioned we were doing this as a Between the Studs. Have you ever seen these sets built? What's your experience with Lego Harry Potter?
Just the ones we've had in the cases in the past. That's the only time, and I haven't gotten it out. My experience with Harry Potter is my brother had all the books on tape, on disc, back when people still had CD players in their cars.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
And I would listen to them over and over again because there was some award-winning British actor doing the, like stage actor doing all the voices and everything. He read.
Was it anyone who was in any of the movies later on?
No.
Oh,
It's some stage actor, something.
Gotcha.
But he was very, very good. Jim Dale, I think his name was,
Yep.
and I listened to those maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
They were so good. So I became pretty intimately aware of the books.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not up on the movies as much. And one little factoid I think I know is, we talked about this, the moving staircase was an invention of the movie.
That's fun. Yeah, this one over here, yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is. So that did not appear in the book. I think that was one of the inventions of the movie.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, but I'm pretty sure.
It sounds totally plausible to me. I only have seen the movie. I have yet to read any of the books. And so the moving staircases were a fun feature, but if that is the case, that's fun.
It is more visual, and then if in a written format, it's like, well why?
Yeah.
Whereas they don't have to explain it in a movie. It's just
It was adding to the sense of wonder and magic of those first.
Yeah.
The whimsy.
the whimsy.
There's your word of the day.
Yeah, there you go. That was Harry Potter.
That's
it was,
true.
It was
the
whimsy.
early ones in particular, before it got kind of dark in the later ones, the first ones were very warm and bright and magical.
Yeah, I've heard it described as the first ones are like the innocence of youth, the childlike fantasy, and then once you get into the teenage years, the angst starts to come out, and you just really start to feel it, especially in the movies.
Absolutely.
So we're really focusing on these early, happy, colorful years, and we'll see that as
there's going to be
plenty of
there's going to be plenty of color later. Do we want to go ahead and start moving on?
I think we're good. These are amazing, and these were the 2 biggest sets from the first 2 years.
Yes.
Hogwarts Castle was the biggest one and most expensive.
Here's the box. The Chamber of Secrets came in. That's about as big as boxes got.
Yep, and that's the number. That's just the technically smaller one of the 2 here. But so very cool.
And we have to mention the basilisk, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
This guy is awesome. Sand green, printed everywhere except for the tail bits.
Most of these parts were new for this too, other than some of these tail sections. The head, the neck, the body pieces, I'm pretty sure.
And never used again, right?
Yeah.
Or
Unless they were in some of those like dinosaurs or something.
Oh, yeah.
Not those.
Not those.
Just the tail.
Torso
That's why the
pieces?
tail is not printed, because those were dinosaur used
Yeah.
at the same time. So.
And then the super special teeth, the glow-in-the-dark knives.
The fangs,
I will say this is one of the only vintage sets I have ever opened that was brand new sealed. So
Wow.
it really it kind of hurt my soul a little bit to pull those off of the sprue. I probably should have left those and traded them for some other better condition ones, but I was like, man, I'm going to enjoy this the way it was meant to be enjoyed.
Exactly. It might have hurt your soul, but you've gotten so much back in your soul.
It's true.
Yeah.
Playing with it.
That's right.
And building
Exactly.
There's a trade-off there.
Yeah, exactly.
I also,
Balance.
like I said, I really don't ever do that for vintage sets, so that was kind of a special exception.
Yeah, and this would be the one.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
the what is that? Like a not cardboard? Is it like a?
It's like a plasticky.
For the
I don't
roof?
even know. Yeah, it's the same kind of material they used on like the Hagrid's hut roof. That weird like
Yes.
origami folding one.
Yes.
Will we be getting that out later? I think we will.
We've had one over there on the table for a while, and we should have one in here as well.
I think that's from Wave 2.
So yeah, we'll have to check that out. That's a wacky part for sure.
Oh, it might have been later. Let's
All
see.
right, let me go digging through the box here. I think we should start with some of these earliest ones,
Let's move
because
this
these
to
are the
side
ones
just
that
a little
were
bit here.
these are the ones that were definitely designed, I think, before the movies came out.
Oh, yes.
Chris famously calls this Hermione's bedroom.
Why? It's
It's-
she's clearly like shopping or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean...
This is the bedroom one.
I think the connection with Belleville and Scala pieces helps solidify that opinion in Chris's mind, because you've got the pieces that could have been used in those more, regal castle bedroom type sets, and so that's why maybe he's getting that mental picture. So,
And there are a ton of pieces that only appeared in this color in this set.
Yeah.
Like a substantial handful of pieces. It's crazy.
That's the case for all three of these.
We can pop these open and look at them if you want.
Yeah, that's true. The other nice thing about it is these are open, so we can pull the pieces out.
Yeah, they're open but complete, so we can carefully look at it, all this stuff and for our discussion.
So they all had these cardboard backgrounds.
Yeah, which
To
is also
save on
weird.
Parts count, I guess.
I think it opens up like a book.
It's kind of like a dollhouse sort of thing going on, I guess.
That's
that
about
it
maybe
gives
as
you
far as it goes.
I'm not gonna force that. But
I've seen some people who have designed some mocks that's like a base that you can stand this on, and you can actually clip the background into it so it stays open at that. Like 90 degrees.
What would you say that art style is?
Oh,
Unlike anything else we've ever seen. That's what I would say.
It looks like a children's book from the 90s.
Yeah.
they got an illustrator to do though. That's for sure. So.
But they didn't go with like a Lego.
No,
look
not at
to
all.
it?
The animal, the owls and the cats and the frogs look nothing like Lego anything. So they must have hired some illustrator
Who
do
wasn't
these.
told what he was making.
Yeah.
just do this.
who was not a Harry Potter illustrator or a Lego illustrator, clearly.
This is before instant messaging, so they couldn't really communicate these details with each other as effectively. I'm guessing.
Look at those weird colors.
Sand green
Sand
and
green
bright
and-
light green, mint green, whatever it's called.
Whatever that old one is, yeah. Might just be bright green. I don't know.
I think that it's
Maybe.
regular
I don't know.
bright
It's-
green. I think so.
I get so lost the more modifiers they add in front of. That's why all the ones we have now are bright light or whatever else.
This rare two-sided cape, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Is it
double
two-sided
Or is
or
it two
is
stuck together?
Is it
It
two?
might be two stuck together.
It's
there,
two
but-
stuck together. Never mind. But a pink witch's hat. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
all sort of this potion bottle. That is that a Scala holder?
Belleville, I think.
Belleville's.
But yeah, it's really cool. So.
Another clear treasure. I don't know what their thing was with clear treasure chests. There were definitely no clear chests in Harry Potter that I know of.
Hermione's a girl. Give her a pink treasure chest.
So I think that's another Belleville piece that they're just pulling over to Harry Potter to add some extra detail here.
There's
It's pretty
two
cool.
colors of orange in here too. So I think there's regular orange, but then there's also light.
Yes!
Light orange.
I thought that was dirty at first.
Maybe is what that one is.
Nope, that's a different
this
color.
set has both in it at the same time. You can
I
see it
believe
next
it's
to each
actually, it might be
it's
Earth
light.
Orange.
Earth
Yeah,
orange. Bring Earth orange back.
This
Hashtag
one,
bring Earth
I know
orange
Mark's
back.
gonna love this. This one has a little. It's like
Aw.
a fuzzy cloth.
It looks
piece.
like a little bath rug or something.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
What
I
is
think,
it
I'm
supposed
pretty
to
sure I have that.
I think it's supposed to be a rug, or it's supposed to be like a
it's
blanket.
like the blanket of the mattress.
Okay.
Oh, I don't see. Is it still in there? The cover for the bed.
Out of these three, which is your favorite?
Ooh, it's close for me from either the one with Ron or the one with Hermione. I don't know the set names, but they're both so super detailed, super cool. So.
For the
This one?
pieces?
Yeah, pieces.
They're all pretty equal to me. I'm gonna pull some cool things out of this one. I don't know if you'd seen them yet or not, Mark.
We'll see what we can dig up.
Might change your mind. I might sway your opinion. In this one, you get the Mirror of Erised with a it's not holographic like they did on the other one, but it is like a mirror finish
Shiny.
sticker, I believe, on a window that's got Harry there with his parents, and then a really nice chalkboard, and that one is printed. That one's not a sticker.
Oh.
So with all kinds of writing that you can't read on it.
That's
And then a
super
couple
cool.
chrome pieces in these ones as well.
Or antique
Some
brass.
Antique brass,
Oh yeah, that's
On
true.
Bricklink.
That
They
is
probably
kind
call
of
it
a
chrome on Lego, whatever.
chrome
Yeah.
gold or something. There's that antique brass key. Yeah, I wish they had done more of that. Very cool stuff.
Awesome. And like you said, Daniel, these are probably released pretty early in the Harry Potter line because they don't really match the movies. They seem to be more inspired by the books.
Yeah, I didn't look into it fully. They're all listed as being 2001, the whole first wave and these, but maybe these came out at the beginning of the year and the rest came out later. I'm not sure. I also don't remember what year that movie came out. So maybe this was either prior to or in conjunction with the release of the movie. So maybe they... Because this is not based on, anything.
Yeah. These the pictures of the actual movie actors are here, and that's definitely
That's
the first
true,
year
yeah, so
for
they got it on the
Hermione
back
there,
side.
and maybe there's Harry or somebody on the back. Now we're good. So, yeah.
Hermione's on all three of them. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the only picture
Why
they
would
got
they
a
put
copy
Hermione on
of.
the box? All the rest of them... I think all the rest of them have Harry on the box.
That's interesting.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
They're
Maybe,
all
you know
Hermione's
what?
bedroom.
Maybe they just did these at the same time, but they were marketing them for girls.
Okay.
Maybe that's
That
what they
makes
were doing.
sense.
That's why they're colorful, and that's why they put Hermione on the box.
And
That's what I'm
Belleville
gonna
pieces
guess.
everywhere. Yeah. So,
Yes.
That could be.
Great
They might
conjecture
have
there.
said, let's do ones based on the movie, and then let's throw 3 extra ones in for a different target demographic.
The girls like soft goods.
Yeah, the
That's
fabrics.
given,
And that's why they gave them the backdrops, so it was kind
I'll
of more
take
like
those,
a
Justin. We gotta make
dollhouse
room
style
here.
or something.
Those are cool, man. This is
All right,
awesome.
well,
Those,
let's
and
see.
they've
I'll try
never done
to-
anything like that again.
Never. So what do we have here, Justin? What's this one we're looking
This
at?
is the sorting hat. So it has your different houses. Which, by the way, what houses would you guys be in?
I am like 99% Slytherin, so.
I'm Slytherin as well. Sorry, Justin.
Uh-oh, Justin, you're in trouble here.
That's why the banner on my Hogwarts Castle, which is double-sided, you can flip it. I have it on the Slytherin
Oh,
side.
no.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, what house would you fall into?
I think I would be maybe Ravenclaw.
Okay, wow.
I always thought I was
We
a
could
Slytherin.
find out. We could build this, and you could spin it, and that would be the undisputed answer. Would be a random 1 in 4 chance for which house you're in.
You think it's random.
That's
But
true.
it's magic.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
right. You're right.
So,
You got to
but-
rub the hat first.
But I love this thing.
It's
What
fun.
a cool little play feature. You can
Yeah.
play with your friends and decide you're sorting.
Yeah, this was like $5 when it came out in
gotta be,
2001,
yeah.
so it was excellent. So
It's got the map. It's got that unique printed wheel piece for the 4 different houses.
you got Hedwig up there.
Yeah.
Early Hedwig. So.
This was great.
I don't think any of these sets we got had original price tags on them. Some
Yeah.
people don't like that, but I actually enjoy seeing original price tags to just get a kick out of how cheap it used to be compared to what you paid for it.
So
I'm pretty
$6.99
sure
according to Wikipedia, and
Yeah.
then we have what's the next one? That's
this one that's mine does still have the
Forbidden
original
Corridor?
price tag on it. So
No.
Chamber of Secrets, my copy of Chamber of Secrets, the box says $72.95.
Nice.
Which what a weird number. Maybe that was discounted or something.
so this would have been $9.99 back in 2001 as well.
Wow.
So
That's a
great deal.
That's an $18 or $20 box now. You
Yeah.
know how you can gauge by the size of the box
Yes.
how much it costs, regardless of piece count. You can pretty much look at the box and know what it would have retailed for.
Yeah, 20 years of inflation brings
Wow.
that up quite a bit. So it doubles the price. And getting these now, they're going to be more expensive than that if you find them on Bricklink or other places.
Oh
too,
yeah,
so.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The coral minifig in this one is great in that, and that's regular purple, I believe. What we think of now as purple is dark purple. I think this was original purple.
Very cool.
Purple turban and the orange, the light orange spider.
Or trans orange, maybe.
Is it trans?
Trans-
It
Yeah, I
is.
think
It
the trans
is.
neon. They had a lot. There was trans neon orange, trans neon green. I think trans dark blue, trans red. They were. I don't know why all the spiders were transparent, but
So the Lego Arctic sets that would have come out similar to this time period also very heavily featured those little transparent spiders and scorpions in their asteroids. So there are a lot of part sharing going on during this
Makes
period.
sense.
I'm recognizing more as we go through these parts and talk about the details of each one. So that's fun. So.
I guess they had to keep costs down because they're making all these unique parts in these unique colors.
There's so many set exclusive elements in each of these.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like the cost must be astronomical. So.
there were a lot of basic bricks just because of the build style at the time, but a lot of really nice printed pieces too. Not a lot of stickers really.
Yeah,
in these early ones.
Grateful for that for sure.
When they did do a sticker though, here let's actually see if I can find the piece in this one. I know Steven's talked about this before. Oh, here we go.
That's cool.
Here we go.
Oh, is that a lenticular?
I think this was the first
That
time they
is.
ever did a lenticular sticker in a Lego set.
That's cool.
We've seen some more, actually really recently. The sets coming out this year that are like the house banners have some backgrounds in them
That's
that, like,
right,
slot
yeah.
in that are a lenticular thing. They really haven't done a lot with that in a while.
Except on the souvenir cups from Legoland, you can still use them, or Walmart.
Cups, yeah, there was like a VIP thing that was
McDonald's,
just a
yeah.
lenticular sticker of like the original wooden duck. But as far as using it in sets, I don't think they have very much recently.
Very cool. Well, yeah, so sorting hat, and that is, what's the next one? Professor Quirrell, the final challenge.
Final challenge, yeah.
With the
I just
stone.
noticed Fox is included in this castle set as well.
That is an expensive piece, too.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's
that
a-
was the only one they had. They had done some brick built ones, but I think until the CMF series, I don't think they had a molded fox
Mm-hmm.
besides that one.
That one has the classic Lego style, too, so it's
Yeah.
more three-dimensional.
Yeah.
So
I actually will say, as a side tangent, on the poster, every one of these sets came with a poster that would show all the sets combined to try and encourage you to get them all. Clearly that worked on me because now I have most of them so I can stack them the way they were on the poster. But in the poster, it showed the fox piece in the Dumbledore's office set. So when I didn't have the Chamber of Secrets set as a kid, I only had the Dumbledore's office set, and I thought it was missing the fox.
Oh, no.
And I thought I had lost it. I mean, I had opened the set brand new when I was a kid because it was that time period, and I was like sad that it wasn't in there. I probably could have written to Lego and written some sob story back then because their customer service has always been good. But I was always sad that I didn't have the fox piece. But then I realized that it's because it came in the Chamber of Secrets set.
False advertising.
A little bit.
Bait and switch there.
I'm sure it wasn't on the box art, but actually here it's on the back of this. See, there he is.
You're right.
There he is perched in the Dumbledore's office set and not over here with the Chamber of Secrets, which, since they made a special mold for that, I don't know why they didn't include it in both of those sets, because Fox is usually in Dumbledore's office.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, here.
Wait, well,
I'll let you talk for a while.
What do you got here, Justin? What are we looking at?
This is a Harry Potter set. No. This is the Ford Anglia Escape from the Privet Drive. That is the name of it. So you've got Mr. Dursley, Potter, and Ron flying away on their flying car. The illegal flying car.
During the day, yeah.
During the day, jeez. They were drinking that butterbeer. I don't know.
That must have been.
That dark orange, though, the brick texture, brick color on those pieces is looking really cool. So.
This is a set. I know there's a complaint with Harry Potter, but they keep remaking the same scene over and over again. Yeah. Especially in the last, 5-6 years, where there's barely been any time in between or improvement.
Yeah.
Really? But this is the first. Right?
Yep, and they made this one. What was it? Just a few years ago, but it was bigger. It has a black roof versus a gray one.
Yeah, within the last year or two, I think. Yeah, that and another surprising one was Dumbledore's office. Apart from the original one of those, like this, they released one a year or two ago, and that was the first one they had done since. So it was a world of difference.
This one got or at least the one with the Ford Anglia.
Got a couple copies.
The car, the car has been in a ton. That Privet Drive house is not. The car, I think they usually put in the
Hogwarts
every time
Express.
a Hogwarts Express came out, it usually had the flying car. So there have been probably 8 different versions of that.
But this one is the only one that has chrome, I bet you.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. That is a safe bet.
Yeah, that's right. With the chrome grill there, very period accurate.
All right, this is the Forbidden Corridor. This is Chamber of Secrets, right?
Yeah. Or Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone.
That's one of the trials when they're going through to get
Fluffy.
Get the stone.
You had to get past Fluffy. And the printed flute piece, the bar.
Yep.
Which, again, is a weird disconnect with both the books and the movies, if I'm not mistaken. Because in the movies, it was a harp. In the books, was it? Do you remember?
I believe so, yeah.
It was also a harp?
Yeah.
So I don't know where they got a flute from.
But they've had the snake charmer guy who could have had that piece.
Yeah.
They could have printed that
they have done
bar.
some other printed flutes. There was the fawn guy with the goat horns. He had a very simple printed flute.
Oh,
it was a bar just with some black holes on it, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think
this one's fancy.
Snake Charmer did.
Yeah, that one's very ornate. Yeah.
It's
that
got
just
a
proves to
little
you
owl or
how early in advance they get the concept art and the design by the movie company and the movie Universal Studios. Yeah, they can change it on a whim and not.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm sure all that stuff is lost to time.
One thing that would have been very exciting back in this era is that blue flame piece.
Yes.
Because until this year, I think it would have been, not very common at all. Because I know that the first time I saw it was Jack Stone, also this year. And that was when I got excited about Jack Stone for all of the months before I bought it.
Don't go there.
Anyway,
don't taint this video.
So Hermione is actually using the illuminate the weeds that are pulling them down, if I remember correctly.
The devil's snare.
Yeah, whatever it's called. I just remember that scene in the movie being very cool looking.
Yeah. I will say, even though this one is it looks more like a plant monster with these jaws grabbing them, this is one of the best versions I think they've had of the devil's snare. All of the ones since then have been very lackluster.
Yeah, they don't want to go there because there's too many parts involved.
I guess. I mean, in the recent pretty much recreation of this set, you get a 1x1 snot brick with 4 little vine pieces sticking out of it, and that's all you get.
That's pretty lame. This is cool.
Yeah.
And the giant fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the new one, the brick built one?
I mean, I always prefer molded to brick built.
So I remember growing up with, Dino Island and these kind of big brick, the molded pieces. It's all one piece. You have one mouth that snaps on and it bites The new ones are a little bit parts heavy and a little bit fragile too. They tend to kind of crumple up. These guys, boom, 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 boom. You're not gonna break them.
Yeah.
So I kind of like these a little bit for nostalgia reasons.
The aggressive play.
Yeah. So, but
are those the same legs from some of those dinosaurs?
very similar, but not the same because it has the 3 neck pieces there that are different.
Well, I mean
It
I know
comes
the
apart,
top
right?
half, because like the dinosaurs,
The
they were
legs
like
are
2
super
separate
similar.
parts, like clipped together. I think in a way you can't remove them, but
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if the black leg half was maybe the same as some of those dinosaurs.
It
And
could
they made
be
a different top half. I'm
very
not sure.
similar at the very least.
I'd have to look at a side
I
by
know
side.
that jaw is the same width as the dinosaurs, I believe.
Yeah, and the same as like the alligators and some of those,
Yep.
the dragons.
So you could make a chimera. You could put
Yeah.
dinosaur heads on that.
Ooh, yeah.
Probably could, and that would be amazingly terrifying.
You get some of those chrome gold ones. From the
Yeah,
dinosaur
yeah.
set.
Oh, wow.
Get 3 of those. That'd be a
3-headed dragon dog thing. That'd be amazing.
All right. Cursed minifigs.
Yeah, all right,
Let's
here
do
it
it.
comes. We're gonna have to go find 3.
That sounds like an amazing minifigure battles idea. So, all right, moving right along.
All right, next one up, we got Gringotts. We're definitely not going chronologically within the movie, but
No.
that's okay.
We're talking about cool pieces, man. This is it. We're talking about it. So, more antique brass with the key.
A lot of chrome in this one because you get all the gold coins as well as the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Goblin minifigures are very unusual.
Yes, it's kind of reminding me of the Star Wars Jar Jar Binks figure as well, with the tan molded headpiece.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, very much suffering from the same kind of level of uncanniness with those creepy eyes.
Did you guys notice, you've seen the movies recently, that
Yes.
Professor Flitwick was, at one point he was a goblin, but then he was just a little person?
Yeah,
He just changed?
And one time he's really old, and one time he's younger, and I'm trying to, the actor is. I don't know if it's the same character that he's playing, but anyway, it's really unusual.
The character it was always Professor Flitwick, and I believe it was even played by the same actor.
Warwick Davis. Yeah.
They just changed the way he looked. You're right. In like the first one or two, he had like completely white hair
Big
and was
beard.
like kind of wrinkly. And then I guess it was like the 3rd or 4th movie. All of a sudden, he had black hair and kind
Glasses
of like a bobbed haircut or like a bowl cut kind of haircut.
Yeah.
Glasses.
Because
maybe a little
they said
mustache or
he was
something.
tiny. That's the only way they described him in the book. They never said
Yeah.
he was a goblin or an elf or anything. They just said
Yeah.
he was tiny.
Yeah. That is very interesting conjecture there.
I don't know. I saw the goblin head and I thought,
Yeah.
like,
no,
was Professor Flitwick a goblin?
That's probably the easiest way to build him with these classic parts, because I don't think he has a figure in these. So, yeah.
not in the early ones. Yeah, I don't think we got him until several years later.
Some characters were missed opportunities for the early years.
Yeah.
Now, the track in that, was that the monorail track or what was that?
That is actually like I think that's the closest equivalent is the 12-volt trains. For the
Oh.
early pieces, because the 9-volt track would have had its own one big track piece. Monorail is much thicker. It's about 1.5 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think is older even still.
These are
Okay.
like the
Very cool.
standard, this pretty standard straight rails. These are, they're not quite the same. These ones have like little slots.
Yeah, I was
in
going
them.
to say they're
But
tooth.
these are still the tooths are still the same. These are
Okay.
there's a piece similar to this minus those little notches that's still in production. The Daily Bugle is what comes to mind.
Yeah,
The whole the vertical columns on the Daily Bugle I think uses those straight rail pieces. But they were
Okay.
originally train tracks.
I didn't
And they did
realize that.
have I think they first came in blue.
Yeah. The
And there
blue
were
train.
straights as well as curves, and you would use plates as the ties.
But those
for it.
wheels can be used on the regular train tracks as well. So you could move this little trolley over to your 9-volt train and push it around.
You see on the art, they very deceptively extended the track.
Yeah.
Like, we're only giving you 2. That's
Yeah.
all you get.
They're also greatly expanding that small burp piece to make it look like a real cave, not just
Yeah.
one piece of
Imagination
they really
not
stretched
included.
it. Yeah, exactly. They would stretch the truth on the boxes for sure.
I do like the size of Hagrid though. They really set the bar high with Hagrid. He's giant. He's got this molded hair piece.
They did give him, speaking of Jack Stone, since we were doing that earlier, they gave him those Jack Stone arms and hands with those creepy molded fingers.
Yep, he can't twist his hands yet, but soon
Yeah.
later versions would allow that. So
Yeah, they kept those molded fingers. I don't know why. I hate the way they're
he's
like.
got a little bit of texture on his fingers versus just the smooth minifigure hands.
He's so big, he grew fingers.
yeah. Instead of claw hands, he has fingers. Yep.
So what do you call? Is he a medium fig?
I think
A
he's-
mid fig?
A mid fig. There you go. That's not referring to his quality. It's referring to his size.
Not in the current vernacular.
Hagrid
but,
is mid. You heard it here first.
Him and what's his name, Axel from Nexo-Knights.
There you go. He can be a midfig too.
He's really just glued on though.
Yeah, he's like a big torso. Yeah.
All right, here comes our next one. So we were going through the challenges for the Sorcerer's Stone. So the first one was Fluffy, and then we had the Devil's Snare. The next one is this one covers both the winged keys as well as the chess game. A pretty weak representation of the chess game on a 3x3 square.
Hey, but that's a chrome crown on that piece there. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Which I believe is Belleville. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Belleville.
To that. It's a pin connection on the bottom, but it also fits a regular stud inside of it.
Yes.
But they had to use a 1x1 round brick for the head of the piece so that pin
could stick through.
Didn't interfere. If they had used a minifig head, the minifig heads at the time was the version with like the three things, the blocked open stud, and that pin would have collided with that, which I'm pretty sure that's actually an illegal connection because I think those bricks kind of get stuck on the minifig torsos. I don't know if it's a slightly different diameter or what.
Nah, that's gonna be like iffy territory for Lego designers nowadays.
They
if
didn't
they're trying
care
to do
about that stuff as much back then, but that's why they're changing like the plastic for the clear pieces now, is because when you would stick two together, they would be like really hard to get apart. Yeah, or if you put a bar through a hole or something.
Speaking of clear plastic, you got another one of those neon spiders there.
Yeah, neon green this time. As well as I think the only appearance of a chrome silver key. They're actually more common in the antique brass color, which is like the chrome gold, whereas I think the chrome silver, unless it was in some Belleville or something too,
I think it's
might
pretty
only
rare.
be in this. I'd have to double check on
and
that.
Old Light Gray is pretty hard to find too, although from this set it has 4 or 5 of them, but that's probably one of the few sets that has it. So.
I love the use of the, is that the Native American feathers from the Western
Islander plumes,
Oh, it's Islander, okay.
Well, Native Americans too.
Both, yeah. And Adventurers, I think, in the jungle theme, I think they use some of those as well.
Yep.
As wings. I mean, that's a perfect use of that piece.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Beautiful. Yep. Very small chessboard.
Yeah, pretty limited.
Yeah, you can make a move.
Once again, just imagine, okay? Just imagine.
Imagination sold separately.
Actually, they changed their slogan the next year, which is funny because it was just imagine, then it went play on after that. So
the just imagine thing, I think, usually referred to. They would always put it where they had shown like the alternative builds. So I guess it was like just imagine what else you can build. Is this
here we go.
This is also 2001.
There's the origami.
First ever Hagrid's Hut. Another one that has about 10 or 15 different versions of since then. That's one they constantly re-release.
They probably have to because it's so iconic. So.
It is, but this is the only one with the paper, right?
It's true. Yeah. It's like the same material as that castle roof. We should open that one up if it's easy to get.
Yeah.
To.
Little dragon. I love that. Is that the sand green?
Yeah, sand green on that one. We've seen that piece before, usually used as like gargoyles, but I think it typically comes in black or gray or something.
Dark green, gold, yeah.
That's true. They did use it later in dark green.
Yeah, this is like a plastic.
Yeah,
it's plastic coated at very least.
Vinyl or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
That's
awesome. Definitely a plastic.
So, what other uses could you think of that piece besides the roof of Hagrid's hut? Because I'm thinking a crown.
Crown.
Okay.
For a birthday party.
Yeah. Fence.
Well, like in the New Year's crackers or whatever that you get in the British people always have those, the party popper things that come with the paper crowns.
Yep. Maybe teeth. Anyway, there's a lot of good uses for this piece.
It's
if
got
you think
like
about it.
Like a mossy. It's got like a mossy cobblestone kind
That's
of.
That's what I'm thinking. You could decorate
I guess
a wall,
shingles,
or
but
if you had a slanted, curved wall. You know, all those common slanted, curved walls you see everywhere.
Yeah. Now you could use it actually. You could use the inside of it as like an interior roof in like a cathedral or something. Maybe you get those vaulted ceilings.
There you go.
That's kind of a
more
complex
antique brass key. You got the professor there, or
Dumbledore.
All right, I'm gonna flex my nerd knowledge here.
All right, flex.
That is Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore to you, Mark.
Jeez, I just knew him as the old
guy.
He's got
like 6 names.
I just know him as the guy who gets the kids in all their peril. So. he gives them these wild tasks to accomplish before they die. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go find all these hidden objects. Also, I'm dead now.
So one thing I like about the old Harry Potter sets is they got these cool printed brick texture pieces, and now they would just brick build this, which is probably better. But I like the printing. I think it's cool. It's very specific but cool.
It was a good way to get a lot of texture and depth very quickly. I mean, now we have things like masonry bricks and things that you can kind of mix in to give more of that look. But this was a very early kind of quick and dirty solution to that, and I think it worked great.
And you got 2 of them in here, it looks like, so you could get a little bit of a stone wall going.
Yep, and then there were the ones in the Chamber of Secret as well that had the big snake heads.
Yeah.
Those are also cool.
Those are pretty menacing. So.
All right, let's see if we got anything else.
What's our pile looking like over there, Danny? How are we doing?
I think we're over halfway through.
That's good. Very cool.
This one is... This one's actually 2002. Let me see if there's any other from the Sorcerer's Stone ones. This one here... There's another 2001. Here, we'll do this one first.
Okay.
We got... What was it? Snape's class. So more glow-in-the-dark... inexplicably glow-in-the-dark heads.
Yep. He looks really quite scary in these iterations of Snape here. So.
He's a scary guy. I guess that's what they're going for. Also get Peeves in this one again. Mm-hmm. Interesting. This might be the only 2 that Peeves came in. Probably first monochrome kind of minifigs like that, but he does have a print on his torso that's kind of a ghostly looking. I guess he's got like a waistcoat and a tie on or something.
Yeah, it's kind of the way they made it fade into him.
Right.
Like
yeah.
it's
pretty clever.
ethereal. It's pretty cool.
They
what
could have
they
just
did.
slapped the classic castle ghost.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't really have,
It's Peeves.
wouldn't really have worked.
Now, that red book, I think, is pulled straight from Belleville with that print on the front, because I'm getting some flashbacks, I think.
Actually, that's something we should talk about, is all the books. They had a lot of these books that were different ones. So this one is... It's got like mushrooms and like I don't know, like an evil plant. I don't know, it's got like teeth and eyes.
Like a man-eating plant, like a Mario plant.
Yeah, man-eating plant. There were some more in the Hogwarts Castle there. I think it's down on
And
the
then the bedrooms. The bedroom scenes.
there were
the
also
small sets had
other
a ton of books
This, I
too.
think, was the most common one, but there were some other ones with some wacky prints on them. There's one with like a face coming out of it, kind of like that scene where he's in the restricted section of the library and the face jumps out of the book at him. And there's some other wacky ones for sure. I think there's a Quidditch one as well.
I heard a comedian talk about wouldn't it be great if Alec Rickman was a voice on like Alexa or something?
Oh, man.
Hey,
would be funny.
Alexa, what's the weather today? Dreary.
That'd be incredible.
That's great.
That one's pretty fun. I do like the, you got the little ladle.
The
and
ladle!
The pot is cool.
That is Fabuland, I believe.
You're probably right.
I was going to say Belleville, but I'm pretty sure that's one of those accessories that if you look it up on Bricklink, the name of it is like Fabuland Ladle or something. There was also Fabuland Shovel and Fabuland countless other things.
Have you guys done a Fabuland video?
Not yet. We should. We have a few Fabuland pieces over there.
When are you free, Justin?
Yeah, we got to do that.
You get some more free time?
I need to find some. I will be here for Fabuland. I don't know much about it, but animal.
This was definitely one of the rare cases where they used those Fabuland pieces outside of Fabuland. The other one that comes to mind, you said the Fabuland axe. I know the Gamorrean guards in Star Wars, the earliest ones of those had the Fabuland axe.
From like a year or two separate from these.
Yeah, so. Same kind of time period. So they were still reusing some of those old molds to squeeze the life out of them.
Yeah.
That makes me think that the universes collide, like the Fabuland is just a planet in Star Wars.
Okay, all right. You subscribe to the Pixar theory too?
It's all connected. It's all connected.
It's not
the most ambitious crossover event in history.
Fabuland in Star Wars. All right, we have Just Imagine Harry Potter. This is Dumbledore's office. This is the second iteration ever.
This is the first iteration.
This is the first.
It came out in 2002, so they didn't do this one with the original wave for whatever reason.
Oh, okay.
But this was the only set of Dumbledore's office until the most recent one, which only came out, like I said, a year or two ago, which was kind of surprising that they never redid that one anywhere in between.
Is this our first McGonagall?
I believe
Probably.
so. I
Let's
don't
see.
think there was one in any of the first wave sets, so that probably is the first one. There in a really nice green outfit.
Yeah.
There with that dress. She's still not a super cheap minifigure to get in good shape.
Yeah, so McGonagall is only in that set, apparently.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Oh, well, no. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Because other than the multi-pack sets, which is like all the sets in one pack, you get Lego shop at home. But that's, I'm pretty sure that's the only time she shows up, which makes her pretty cool. So.
For sure. There were a couple other figs that were pretty exclusive to some of the larger sets that are now fairly expensive. There were a few different versions of Gilderoy Lockhart in several different outfits. But yeah, the Chamber of Secrets one in his... It's supposed to be his lilac outfit, but yeah, it's one of the only, I think, sand red minifigures they've ever made. And then we haven't gotten to the Dueling Club set yet, where he has his green outfit.
Well, you can pull it out.
I think
we're ready.
We're ready for
ready.
the next one?
Yeah,
that's true. We did that one already. All right, there you go. There's Dueling Club. We're on to Chamber of Secrets now.
There you go.
So there he is in his green outfit. Another cool one, but not as expensive or cool, in my opinion, as Sand Red, because everything Sand Red is cool.
Yeah.
Glow-in-the-dark Snape showing up.
Once again, yeah.
I didn't realize Snape was that common.
He's fairly common. I mean, you get the Harry, Ron, and Hermione, obviously, in just about every set, but Snape and Dumbledore both were fairly common, which is why it's weird that you only get McGonagall in one.
Yeah.
You feel like they could have mixed
She
it up
was
a little
in
more.
the movies and the books way more often than Dumbledore.
Probably. He's always off running some errands or doing something cryptic.
Grading papers.
Not telling anyone where he is.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But
And then I like the
funny stuff.
banners.
Banners are cool. Are those stickers or prints?
Those ones, they were stickers in this one, I
They
believe.
look like stickers, yeah.
Which is interesting because you got almost that same banner, but the Gryffindor and Slytherin double-sided one in the big castle, and that one was printed. So
And
most of these early sets used prints, but every once in a while they would use stickers.
the play feature of him and little
Draco
Malfoy,
doing
yeah,
the duel.
doing the duels, so you could flip them off the table.
Mm-hmm. Very fun play features.
That's right, because
sure.
Snape got up and helped him demonstrate, and he knocked Lockhart
Yeah.
Shot him right off
back.
the table.
Yes. Somehow people don't get
He was
concussions.
like, watch me defend
in the
myself.
magical world.
That was also, foreshadowing Lockhart's reveal as a total sham.
Yes.
He only knew one spell, so
Yep.
He couldn't do much else. Except, I think he did turn Harry Potter's arm to jelly one time, which is pretty funny, too.
Yeah,
By
by
accident.
accident. On purpose. It wasn't what he was trying to do. This is a great one. Oh, man.
Oh,
The troll.
the bathroom troll.
Yep.
Imagine going into the bathroom, and you're about to drop a big one, and this big blue troll shows up and is like, hey, looking right over the stalls.
Well, the term bathroom troll might be a euphemism for something like, oh, watch out for the bathroom troll.
Maybe that's a code word for don't go in there.
Yeah. Somebody's
Bathroom
coming
troll.
out and they
Bathroom
say,
troll.
hey man, don't go in there. And they're like, oh, what, did you stink it up? No, there's a big troll in there. You might want to give it a few minutes to clear out.
Oh, no. Bathroom humor coming out. Oh, dear.
But this guy is hard to get complete because his little...
Fabric accessories,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a commonly thrown away piece, I'm sure. People probably think it just goes to dolls or something.
Yep. a
So it
Barbie
usually
piece,
either
yeah.
gets lost, or the other thing is the waistband is elastic and it'll get stretched
It'll
out,
break,
and then
yeah.
it won't stay on. His loincloth will keep falling down, and that's not a good look for anybody.
We got a lot of big naked trolls in the back.
Oh, yeah.
We do. We were selling them on Whatnot for a while. We were running naked troll specials to get rid of some of the ones.
We were so
Incomplete.
professional all the way until we got to here. Then
Well, it's the bathroom set. I
Yeah,
think
we
we can
got-
use some bathroom humor
Yeah.
here on the bathroom set.
the cool pumpkin head, though. That's a fun
Yeah,
piece.
how common was that? Was that a Harry
less
Potter
common.
exclusive? Or
Yeah,
It
that's
might have appeared in like a Studios set or something
Okay.
too.
maybe a Belleville Witch's house.
Yeah,
but
some of those monsters sets. I want to know what this one retailed for, because this is
I can look it up.
this is
Let's
a
see.
pretty small one
15?
that came with a totally exclusive molded figure, exclusive fabric.
$10.
parts. That's insane.
$10 in 2002.
That figure by itself would have been worth more than $10 retail if it came out
Yeah.
this year.
Oh,
let
no,
alone
yeah.
for the whole set with the build and the extra minifigure and
That troll complete, I
This
think,
nice
is well
sync
into the
build.
50 or plus range. I
oh yeah,
mean,
the current value
yeah.
is way up there with those fabric pieces. For
Harry
sure.
Potter, even today, is such a cool theme to get monsters and to
Yes.
get interesting...
Uni- unicorns, all these crazy
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
way that we've been getting dragons for a while too. When Castle is not always there, we'll still sometimes
Yes.
get a Hungarian horntail or something thrown
Yeah.
in. They've again kind of gone more the brick built route now, like they
Yeah.
did with Fluffy, as opposed to doing the giant molded ones. But yeah, great creatures for sure.
Mm-hmm. In those old sets, they just made a piece for it instead of actually brick building it, so you get all these really wacky pieces that you don't see anymore. So.
All right, I'm going to do a 2 for here with the
Uh-oh.
Quidditch
Okay.
sets.
Here we go.
Is this a $2 set back then?
Probably.
I can look it up
Honestly,
here.
that looks like it should have been a poly bag.
So $3.99.
$3.99.
Oh.
So 2 common minifigures. You get the Harry and the Draco and a little cart. But the coolest thing in that one, honestly, is that Remember All piece with a printed clear minifigure head. That was the
is
scene
cool.
where Draco stole it from Neville.
And then that would have been $14.99 back in 2002. That Quidditch practice. So.
Oh yeah, there's that Quidditch book. So it's got like a broom and I think the golden snitch on it.
That's cool. And you have the golden snitch piece too, the 1x1 stud in antique brass. So.
Yes, I was looking this up the other day because we found a chrome gold stud. This set and I think maybe one other came with the stud in the antique brass color, the chrome antique brass. But there was another set from 2000. Oh, the other one is the Durmstrang ship.
Yeah.
The other one is the Quality Quidditch Supplies, which was from the 2003 lineup, which there were only 2 sets. And it's also got a set of all the Quidditch balls. But that one was regular chrome gold.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't put the antique brass, that extra... I
Dark
think they
color.
do the normal chrome gold process, and then they give it kind of like a wash of this kind of brown thing that stuff that like settles into the grooves to give it that kind of weathered look. But I guess they stopped doing that in that year maybe.
Yep.
And so you got
It's
a
another
plain
extra
chrome
cost,
gold
yeah.
instead of the chrome antique brass for the golden snitch.
Are the rings the basketball hoops?
They are, yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
In gray, but yeah. So.
Which those were around for a while before they switched to the net and the hoop molded together. I know at least some of the SpongeBob sets had those hoops in orange.
Mm-hmm. Cool capes as well. You got green, red. You got a black cape with those white racing stripes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's got to be exclusive to her, I
Mm-hmm.
imagine.
What was her name?
Madam Hooch.
Madam
was
Hooch,
yeah.
that's right.
You know, like moonshine.
Yeah.
Madam
I was about to
Hooch.
say, that sounds inappropriate somehow.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
yeah. Has she had any new figures made, or is that the only way you can get her?
No,
Is the
she
old-
said
She's
there's
been in
newer.
She's been in
most
newer
of the
figures?
other
Okay.
the remakes of basically that set where
Okay.
it's the hoops and the towers.
Gotcha. Well,
There
this
was
one's-
also an interesting. You really don't see him very often. I think it was like a Toys R Us special build or giveaway or promo or something. But they had basically that same Quidditch tower, but in the like blue and tan color scheme to represent, I guess, Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff, and that one's the red and green for Gryffindor and Slytherin.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty rare set you don't see very often because I think it was like some kind of exclusive giveaway. It's on
Wow.
Bricklink. You can find more info.
That's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, because these are all pretty easy to get back then. Now they're hard to find. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't be Mr. Harry Potter, sir. Don't be here.
Dobby loves you.
Let's just do that for the rest of the video.
We're
I
just
think
gonna
that's-
talk that way.
that's a good way
I'm
to round
sorry.
this out.
I hate Dobby. I hate him.
I'm glad somebody else agrees. Okay, I'll say I hate the way that they introduced him and used him as a comic relief character. Obviously, I think he has a good story arc in the end. I was still, emotionally invested in it at the end. No spoilers, but
Sort of. So.
But yeah, early on he was very much a Jar Jar of a character.
He was, and then when he died, he was like, "Oh God, thank you."
See,
It's
I was
over.
still a little.
I haven't gotten that
Sad
far,
when
so
he-
my
I'm
mind's been
sorry.
blown.
I know. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Spoiler alert.
Hey,
He has
I
a
should
good
have watched
character
him by
arc.
now.
He does have a good character arc, but he is very much the goofy comic relief character.
I was rather annoyed with Dobby the first few times. I'm just like, what is even happening? He's
He
like
had good intentions.
dropping cakes on people's heads.
He was trying to save Harry, but he was being a real piece of work the way he chose to go about doing it.
I love the voice though. We still every now and then, if we see Dobby, we'll mention it's Dobby's voice. Oh,
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Yes,
Master has given Dobby.
There was that whole arc in I forget which book where he and Hermione were trying to fight for House Elf rights.
Yes.
And it
what
got-
was the acronym? It was something
Spew.
SPEW.
Yeah.
It was Society for the Prevention of Elvish or no, I don't know.
Mistreatment or I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Elvish welfare.
They completely cut it from the
Not
movies
prevention, I guess.
Why would you do that? Yes.
it was weird. It like became like this political thing, kind of. It kind of mirrored
Yeah.
like some politics, and it was just but what was interesting is that even Dumbledore told her, like, house elves don't want to be free. They like serving.
Yeah.
And so it had, like, okay, well, what does J.K. Rowling really think then?
Yeah.
It's just like,
what's the meaning behind this?
Right. Why did you choose to?
Is it just to make Hermione look stupid and like wanting a cause to
I
get
think
behind?
it was a justified cut from the movies for
Oh my
sure,
God.
because it was a very convoluted, weird plot.
It
line.
was. It was just to fill pages. It really
think
was.
So. There were some things that I wish we had gotten to see in the movie that I think were around that time period, like actually seeing that like the food that's prepared for the Great Hall doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Like there are kitchens where they have to make it and then they just transport it to the kitchen, but or the Great Hall.
Yeah, that scene was cut because it had to do with that subplot.
Yeah.
When they went down to the
Yeah.
kitchen.
So you never got to see any of that.
So we have, what is that? 1 by 1.
That was
Is
in a
that a
bunch of
book?
different sets. Yeah, just like a little 1x1 magic book.
Like a little notebook?
There were lots of 1x2 tiles that were just like little magical things. One was like a
Like a
pouch.
sock?
Yeah, his
The
sock
names.
with the, I guess, is that the
I think
Hogwarts
it's the
seal?
Gryffindor,
Or the Gryffindor
yeah,
seal?
crest or something, because it's Harry's sock. We've gotten tons of different iterations of that piece. The sock piece.
Oh, the weird blank
It's
eyes.
the only minifigure socks we've probably ever gotten.
What's funny is his eyes aren't just, indentations or just this eyeball. It's actually an eyeball with an indentation.
Well, they're bugging out of his head, and then the pupil is recessed. So he actually kind of looks like what's that Star Wars character that kind of looks like sort of like a goat, but he has like 3 eyes.
I know
His name
what
is
you're
like
talking about.
Reese or something.
Yep.
Reese or something. I don't know. It kind of looks like that. He's got these bulging eyes.
I don't
know.
like it. I don't like
Yeah.
Dobby. I don't
Anyway.
like that minifigure.
Actually,
Moving
okay,
on.
that does have one of the best books in it, though. We were talking about the
Yes.
books earlier. This is the Tom Riddle's diary, but with the like stabbed, exploding ink pattern.
Yes.
And I think that should also be in the... Yeah, it's also in the Chamber of Secrets.
So a cool
So-
book and a small scene of bricks, but Dobby
Very
terrifying
tiny.
people here.
It looks like it's got about 20 pieces
Yeah.
in the set.
Let's see, 70 pieces. So
70
it's
pieces,
more.
okay, yeah.
But is that the only way back then to get Draco's father, Mr. Malfoy?
It's also probably one of the only ways to get
It was,
Dobby.
I think, until the 2003 set, which was the Nocturnally one, which we may talk about the 2003 sets here in a minute, because there were only 2 of those. Was that what we saw, Mark?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
there was
the,
just a few.
The 2003 was the last of the yellow-headed minifigures, but it was only the Nocturnally set and then that quality Quidditch supplies set I was talking about.
Yeah, I think they were just continuing to sell the 2001 and 2002 sets at
Yeah.
that time as well.
But both of those 2003 sets are pretty hard to find now. They might have been only for a very brief run or something, but those
More
ones are
limited.
both kind of expensive for what they are. I know that Nocturnally one fetches a pretty penny.
Yeah.
So we have Aragog in the Dark
I
Forest.
hate this set. This is
Talk
is
about
one of my
bug
least
eyes.
favorite ones. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
So I have a redeeming quality. So I love these dinosaur tail pieces for any use. And on the back, you can see they have a brick-built Whomping Willow mock that they've made. I think that's what those is supposed
Yes.
to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess
one
so.
of my favorite characters from the movies is the Whomping Willow when he kills the birds as they're flying by. So it's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Who's your favorite character in Harry Potter? The tree.
The Whomping Willow, obviously.
I will say Chamber of Secrets. When I was a kid, Chamber of Secrets was my least favorite movie
Okay.
because most of the rest of the movie was still like the happy and bright, but
Mm-hmm.
it had the creepiest creatures in it. You had the basilisk
Mm-hmm.
and the Aragog, the giant spider.
Oh, Aragog.
But
is
they were
terrifying.
done with practical effects. So Aragog he's like all cast in shadow, and he's like hairy,
Mhm.
and he's got these like wet eyes and mandible
Fangs,
things. And
yeah.
he was scary as a kid, and same with the basilisk because
Comes out of the mouth.
big wet slimy serpent,
Yeah.
and then they peck his eyes out, and he's got these like bloody holes for eyes.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
right.
This is dark. I mean, in the later movies, starting with Prisoner of Azkaban, they kind of shifted the whole visual tone of the movie to be more dark. But that one had this most uncanny.
It switched
creatures and
ratings in
monsters.
the last third.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
PG-13 to about.
Aragog is nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. But, anyway, what else we got in that box there?
That's it. The box is empty.
That's it. Wow.
That's it.
We went through them
cleaned
all.
through them. Yeah, I think we're
the
about
ones that
an
we
hour
got
in.
in were all of them except for I brought in the castle and the Chamber of Secrets.
Mhm.
We also did not have the Hogwarts Express.
Yes.
Again, a set they've made countless iterations of.
And I think like we were talking about just a second ago, you could really lump in the 2003 sets, the few that were made, in with this as the early Harry Potter.
Yeah, all the ones with the yellow heads.
Yeah,
I
yellow
think
head.
pretty much define the era.
Yeah, as soon as they went to Fleshy, it's just kind of like, they're very cool and they're collectible too, but they definitely changed and they got more realistic, more
For
pieces.
sure.
This is I love early 2000s Lego set design.
I really
it's
do.
terrible, but it's so nostalgic and so weird and wacky. You just gotta love it. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it was the castle, the Chamber of Secrets, the Hogwarts Express, and what was there a fourth one that we didn't
Slytherin,
have?
there was one.
Oh yeah, there's one that was like the Slytherin dorm room, and that's the one that has the Harry and Ron, but in the Slytherin robes, and you can spin their faces around.
That's
and it's got the Crabbe and Goyle faces. So those two minifigures and the Professor Quirrell, I think, were some of the first ever double-sided face prints.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
According to Wikipedia, Professor Quirrell is the first, because I think the Slytherin came out the next year.
That was a 2002,
So,
and that was
yeah.
a 2001.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Harry Potter got a benchmark for the first of something.
Very
Star Wars
notable.
had the first molded heads with
Jar
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 and-
and Yoda,
yeah.
but Harry Potter got the first double-sided.
And those double-sided heads are weird because they're common prints, right? Like the Harry on it was not unique
Yeah.
to. So you could be going through a pile of Harry Potter heads,
And
like,
not realize,
and not
yeah.
realize you're actually you have to
Yeah.
look on the other
Yeah,
side.
those can very easily get mixed in with
Yes.
everything else, and those ones probably are worth a little more because of that.
Mm-hmm.
They may get lost and mixed up with other stuff.
Yeah, a number of these characters are very collectible now, and we do have most of them, I think, on our shelves right now. So if you're interested in any of them,
I know we've got Dumbledore's office is out there, and these
Yep.
ones should be coming soon.
Exactly. So, and actually, because we got all these in trade, and they aren't from Daniel's collection, except for the two big ones,
Yeah.
they'll also be certified complete soon. So if any of these look cool to you, let
With
us
the
know.
box, too.
Yeah, with the box. The
Most
box
of them
is-
are in pretty good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. But Justin, thank you for joining us and
Thank you,
sharing
man.
this journey through early Harry Potter and 2000s Lego set design. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Daniel, for all your knowledge and your
Yeah, of
cool
course.
Harry Potter shirt. It's great.
Oh yeah, I had to
I
do
just got
something.
M-Tron and what do you got? Lion King? Yeah,
Lion
what-
There you go.
we missed the memo of this today, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At least yours is like Lego related. It's like,
Well, that's okay. We wear Lego shirts like every day.
yeah.
We're kind of stuck in a groove. But anyway, but thank you guys for tuning in with us and enjoying Harry Potter with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. We sure appreciate
Hey,
it.
if you like Justin, you better like the video.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like the video, it means you don't like Justin.
That's right.
Final plug. Final plug. Justin does his own YouTube videos on Mirror
There we go.
Twins.
Yes.
So you better
Go
go
check
follow
out
him there.
Mirror
Yeah,
Twins.
Mirror Twins. It's not specifically a Lego channel, but we do toys. We do all sorts of.
It's more of
crazy
Justin.
things.
You want to see Justin,
and
guys.
my brother
Come on.
Kyle. There's two of me. There you go.
There's twins.
There's both of us. So check it out if you want to. Description.
Oh yeah,
A link in the
description. Maybe even a button at the end. We'll see what we can do.
Okay,
But yeah, so.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Always
thank
a
you
pleasure
guys.
to have you. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you
Yep,
guys.
there we go.
There you go.
I'm always strange, but I'll never be a stranger.
There you go. What a quote to end on.
There you go. Thanks, guys.
Have a magical day.